Hey Metal, how's it going? So today is going to be episode 2 in my return to classical. And so last time I played my first classical rated game in a very long time, and it was a very high stakes game because it was like right around the new year or right for the new year, I think, and oh, pretty good. And so it was high stakes because I hadn't played in so long, and I was like 16-20. So if I had lost that game, then I might have had to delete my account because there's a provisional boost. So because you haven't played in a long time, then it'll take more away. So I won and I got like 50 or 70 rating for it. No, like 50. Like I'm 1670 now, so it'll come at like a high stakes. But this is like going to be a real life over the board experience where I'm playing real people online. Obviously, like you can do using this. The one drawback of this one, of course, this is like bottom of the barrel, the cheapest one you can get, but it doesn't have the magnets that move your opponent's pieces automatically. That's kind of what I wanted, but I didn't realize this didn't have it. And then it also should have like a screen on there that shows you the time and the either the time or the let you queue up just from there. So you still need like an app on your phone. So I guess those are the three layers. Like this one requires the app and yeah, real as much as it can be at least. Um the fact is I still have to move my opponent's piece though. But those are the three layers. Like layer one is you have to use an app and you have to move your opponent's pieces, but it registers my own pieces. Then like chess up, oh, it has a screen on there, so that's worth another $200, I guess. It has a screen and you can queue up for chess.com directly from there, which that's still a good feature to have, but still you have to move your opponent's pieces. And then the third layer is, oh, it'll be like $600 or $800, like the chess nut or something, or even one that this same company makes, but it's like $600, the Miko or something, Miko Grand, and it's like a wooden set, and so that one's magnetic as well, where it'll move your opponent's piece automatically. Yeah, this sort of thing is suited more for classical. I even tried playing rapid like this and I couldn't do it. Like I was still struggling because I'm already pretty slow. And in fact, I almost flagged in that game too. I was winning and I was playing pretty well, but I was kind of losing out of the opening, but then I was playing well and I was up by a good amount, but then it still came down to like 3 minutes or 2 minutes in a 30-minute game. Yeah, I'm going to only play classical games using this from now on for whatever immersive element, right? If I fall below 16, I have to delete my account, so it's like a game over failure state. I almost like to analogize it to an anime like that. Like it's like Yu-Gi-Oh! How can you make a board game exciting or like a card game exciting? Because see, Yu-Gi-Oh! Isn't a show about based on a card game like Pokemon where, oh, it's like the real Pokemon running around, but it's just based on that. No, it's actually a show based on a card game that's actually about the card game. So they're not doing something more exciting there. They're actually just playing the actual card game. That's almost as boring as it would be to make an anime about chess. So like if you lose, you get banished to the Shadow Realm or something. That's the only exciting element. But they're literally playing the actual card game. It's a bizarre premise to think about, but yet I've even seen the show embarrassingly, and it's actually not bad. It shows you the character interest is pretty good. But imagine making a premise about that. Like you come to pitch it, and it's like, oh, we have this idea for a show. It's based on this card game. It's going to be just like Pokemon, how successful that was. Oh, so we're going to take we're going to have the shadow games in ancient Egypt where we actually summon the real monsters that these things are based on or something like that, like they do in season 5. Oh no, we're going to actually play the real card game just using not even using the accurate rules, but like using the holograms and stupid stuff like that. So this is like that same setup. Like we have the holographic, chess set, not that it's really anything fancy, but just where we can simulate that. And again, it's very high stakes. I almost want to turn this into like an RP immersive type of series in that way because I have so many good chess quotes and stuff. Like you're gonna really have like a existential experience with it. I'm trying to get to 2000, of course, is the overall goal in both rapid and classical. But rapid, I'll keep doing like I'm doing with the tournament only format. So those are my two chess formats right now. I can only play rapid rated games in tournaments, and there's no permadeath condition for that. Like I can go up or down, whatever. But every time I lose, I have to change my art and my piece set and stuff like that, just as a rotation. And then I have to get to 2000 there as well. So tournament only rapid, and then square off only, over the board only for classical. And then, yeah, we have the permadeath condition for this if I fall below 16. And then obviously overall I'm trying to get to 2. And so it's going to be 30-minute games only. And we are going to play it on here. And so it'll be a little weird if I guess I play as black, but I'll just have to deal with it because I'm not going to keep rotating this thing around. Can do the emotes now. What is like I can do like little emotes in real life now. Thumbs up, thumbs down. I could give the middle finger, but I don't want to, if I get mad at an opponent, and rage, but I don't want to do anything potentially profane. But that's, and one thing also, it protects me from being sniped because I'm not using the lichess.org tag with this. I'll do it when I do rapid, but I'm the one. Oh, yeah, yeah. I'm not. I don't really need it right now. And then the other thing is going to be that. What else do we have here? Yeah, basically we got classical. There was one other thing I was saying. But yeah, we can analogize it basically to Yu-Gi-Oh. You're watching somebody in real life trying to play, like, simulate that, where we're trying to climb the ladder and become, be the very best, and also we're trying to stay alive. And if we fall below 16, it's game over. We get banished to the Shadow Realm or something like that. And there is like an RP intensive element with this because it is very immersive. I mean, I like the whole setup, and so we'll make it exclusively where I can only play on this. I have to be a little careful about some of the idiosyncrasies with it, like if you drag a piece, it might register. I also share the first sketch. Yeah, I'm not really worried about it right now. I'll just wait. I don't have a lot of money to be spending on stuff like that. Yeah, here, we're gonna queue up for the first game. The one thing you won't be able to see is the time, but it is really that intense because of the permadeath condition, although I guess it goes away, like. But yeah, it makes me think of all the histrionics that they do too. Like if I knew notation, I could do that. Like literally role play in sense of the way that they say, like I summon the blue eyes white dragon, or I summon something. They say it in such a passionate, over the top way at times, especially the pharaoh. Like Gazelle, the king of mythical beasts. Like, bro, you just summoned a 1500 attack 4-star garbage minion, right? But he says it with such authority, like he's commanding his armies back in the day in Egypt, like when it was really serious and his life depended on it, as if he has that authority, that he's kind of channeling that even if he doesn't realize it. So there is a certain good story resonance to that. But Dan Green, he has that authoritative voice, so you could call out, like, I move my knight to f6, and I do it very passionately and loudly and kind of do that. And you got all the histrionics that people do, like, it's hard to explain, but they'll do like these over the top thing. Dude, you just played a fucking card on a holographic thing, on like a table, and it's not that big of a deal. But they'll do like this weird, all these over the top things. It's like, how do you make something as simple as a card game or a board game seem exciting? And so every little movement, oh, you move the piece with a little extra pizzazz, or not confidently if you're not confident in the move. So like you get the little, emoting in real life from this. And also I think of like Death Note, where he's writing in the book, and how do you make that exciting? And they make it so over the top with these crazy animations. It's like stuff like that. So you get that kind of vibe from this, weirdly enough, where simply by moving the pieces like this, you are getting a real value to it visually. Again, we're making the best of what seems like a gimmick at most. So Lichess rated game, and last time at the end I complained that, oh, my rating didn't seem to change when I won, but it requires you to kind of wait a minute for it to reload. So I was 1620, so now I'm 1674, so I can kind of abuse the provisional boost. But again, it's a double-edged sword, because if I lose, I also get bummed down by quite a bit. Lichess rated game, 30 minutes, play now. So the one concern is time, that you're able to consider that I would not be able to really show it. I could try to figure out a way, but I don't really care right now. I'll just kind of keep telling you. It shouldn't come down to that anyway, but that's like the life point counter. This is literally what I'm thinking. It just feels like that. It's something so seemingly mundane, but yet you're turning it into something like a reality TV show, almost like watch me become a grandmaster on a real board playing against real people. And I guess that permadeath condition changes like every time I hit a 50 mark. So if I hit 1750, then I can't fall below 17 anymore. So it's aborted, not by me though. Should really give me some compensatory little rating for that, for the trouble of having to deal with that. Always a constant abortions. I think I was black too, so why would he even care? Yeah, even if I'm black, I'll play from this perspective, which might be a little confusing actually, but that's part of the challenge and the disadvantage. Because yeah, I'm not gonna flip this around every single time. It doesn't actually show you their ratings though. Okay, so he's playing as white. He goes to e4. Of course, I'm still not very well versed with notation. What I would normally do, I got to make sure not to abort though when it's early in the game. Um, what it would tell you is that I would normally do the King's Indian, but um, I don't feel comfortable bringing the knight because then they could attack it with the pawn. So this is the only time when I react. Otherwise, I pretty much do that. We can react to this as well. Kind of just mirror back everything they do as black. Uh, you're in a very disadvantaged position. It makes a huge difference to be black. I wonder if anybody's really done this like this. I'm sure some people use chess up, or doing the magnets would have been really cool, right, to show that off. And to do it on like a regular repeatable basis. It seems inconvenient and nobody likes to play classical online anyway, but I'm the type who would do that. Now should I bring the knight or should I bring the bishop? And the reason why I'll bring the knight is to put pressure on that pawn, not that I'd really be willing to take it anyway. Now what you got to be weary of is it's the touch move rule that I'm going to break now, aren't I? Because honestly, I hate to do it, but I have no choice because I was going to do that, but the reason why that's invalid is you can't do it. You can't do it. I'll try to follow it, but damn it. The fact is, if they move the knight, oh wow. Should I have to do it? If they move the knight, what I was banking on is the fact that that I don't want to lose a game because of this, dude. Um, like the queen's gonna attack the knight if it comes there to do the fried liver. So the only other option I could do is I guess I could put it on the h6. I should almost have to do that, which really is frustrating me. I touched it. I did do it. So if I put it on there, then it protects on the pawn. I will do it actually out of a sense of honor. That's one of the rules. We have the touch move rule. If I touch a piece, I have to move it. I am so upset about that. That's gonna ruin the whole game. That one. I gotta be more disciplined. So what is he doing? He's moving a pawn over here, and then what we need to do is castle quickly before any of this becomes an issue. And of course, if he takes the thing, I'm screwed. So my position is basically busted. I can't do anything. I'll move the bishop there. Everything's good. It's just that knight is just done for. I could bring it back and then go back to where it was meant to go in the first place. So that's a high penalty state. I'm being honorable, and I'm also not allowed to move the pieces around in between, like to hypothetically, that would be considered cheating. That's the only way that over the board is considered cheating online, is if you decide to move pieces hypothetically, like let me move the knight here and see what that would look like and look at the sequence of moves. You can't do that because that's like subverting the need for calculation. But if you just make only the legal moves that are actually happening, sometimes I made a mistake with my opponent's moves just because I didn't kind of missaw what they did, because it'll light up in a weird way, like that's hard to see, like if it's on the other side of the board. But no, he's at 28 minutes, I'm at 27 minutes. That move really pissed me off because I might just have to go back. I mean, I hate to do it, but if I go back, then he brings the knight, then I can't even still stop it. Like, that's so annoying. Or does it still maybe show I'm streaming? But even if it did, it would only show it on my profile. It's not like it would be, it wouldn't be showing it to my opponent. Or maybe it does. No, I don't have the option enabled though like that. So they move the pawn here now. I just want to castle, but I can't castle. And the reason why is because that's too bad, man. Unbelievable. there's nothing I can do because okay, here, let's just do something else though. We'll take this pawn. That's always a good trick. Move their piece, the piece that you're capturing first, because if not, then it can get confused if you try to clash the pieces together. So move the piece that's being captured first, then move that. And the other thing you have to do is you have to basically the bishop can take the knight anytime it wants, and there's nothing I can do about it. I guess I just won't castle then. I mean, what can I do? The problem is though, even if I go back, I still can't stop that because what a horrible decision. So I'm going to lose to a touch move rule mechanic that I am honorable enough to enforce because I just can't deal with it. There's nothing I can do with that. Like, it's impossible. I just have to go back. I'll just figure it out, I guess. I don't know what to do. I guess the point is if they go there with the knight, I can just bring the knight back, and their own knight blocks their bishop from taking my knight. Even as awkward as that is, right? It would cover that, and it would also stop it from being taken by the bishop. If they don't do that move, or they can't even do it though too. So maybe it's okay. They can't do it because if they do it now, I'll take and double take with the double diagonal of the bishop and the queen. So now all I have to do is finally develop the okay, now you're gonna have no choice but okay, I give, you know what, dude? You know what, you can have it. I'm not happy with the way this is going, so just do what you want. It's okay. Like, it just, one move like that, whatever. One move like that just ruins everything. So they're double attacking that, and I still can't double cover it, but I could maybe attack everything just on account of the knight, because that's really fun to do. I guess I'll just do this. I mean, I have nothing to say. I guess I can afford to probably lose this one because I have a little cushion now, but that's just too bad. I mean, I'm going to be very careful about that going forward. Like, I want to enforce that as like a hard rule, but I just can't believe it. So he's going to take something. Yeah, it's okay. I mean, when you play like that, you just can't expect anything different. Like, really, I should just be grateful to not have lost already. Something bad here can happen as well, because if I take the bishop, yes, I'm still covering the knight, but then they'll take back. Then if whether I move the knight or not, they'll give a check and fork the thing, but maybe it doesn't matter. But the problem becomes there's nowhere for the knight to actually go that wouldn't actually get in the way. It's almost like what I should do is if I move the queen up and cover there, then they can take the rook. If I attack the queen, they could take and check. They'll take, okay, if I take the bishop, they can't take the knight. Then they'll attack it with the pawn. Then I'll move it somewhere else, which again is going to be a disaster no matter what. They could check there. I don't know. I don't know. I'm not happy with this. I'll just play it out. Yeah, you can just tell sometimes you're not. I mean, look, dude, I have a sense of honor. I'll deal with it, but so they'll take here. That's fine. I'm just trying to make a spectacle of this, the fact that this is a mechanic, but I almost don't even mind if they take this. Like, I honestly don't even care. But what I could do is, why can't they just take with the queen? That's my question. Forget about the, forget about even taking with the, I could check with the thing here. I could check with the bishop. And if I check with the bishop, that, no, I can also take, no, but I can't. I was gonna say I could take with the queen, but I can't. I would check with the bishop. They can't take it. And then even if they block, I could take. If they don't block, I don't know what would happen. And then so I'm gonna try it. This game is just absolutely a wash, though. So they could actually do what I just said, though, where they could take the knight, but no, they can't because they're in check. They're in check. They can't take it. I could take again. I'm just trying to clear out space now. For example, I can move the knight back, and maybe everything will be fine because you get to like, I don't care if I get a draw. That doesn't count as a loss, so that's fine. Now they can take the knight in check and also take the thing. Wait, did they just miss that whole idea? That could have been way worse. They could have literally taken the knight for free, checked, and then also taken the bishop. But now all I have to do, wow, what a lucky break. Now at long last, we are going to move the knight back, and of course there's only really one good square to go with it, so now they can immediately pin it, and that's fine with me. You get this feeling that the knight exists to sabotage you a lot, because, or at least I get that feeling, because look, now because of that bad development, obviously it was my fault, but now they cover each other. But it's like, if I try to move the other one in front, then they can attack it and then mess up the pawns yet again. So they give a check there, which I wouldn't mind because they gave up the potential threat on the rook. So if I raise the king, or I mean raise the queen, I almost don't mind just like walking the king in there, but I don't mind if we trade queens at all. So I'd be happy to do that and just settle things down. If not, the king is never going to be able to castle anyway, ever, because of the knight. So I just give up even trying to do it. I won't even bother. Look at how much of a liability the knight becomes, just in the opening alone. This is why you absolutely are right to resent it and just treat it like garbage, because it's a terrible piece. It's objectively a liability. Even in the best case, it's not as good as the bishop. In the worst case, it's just an absolute liability. So now they can't give a check. But what I cannot do, and I cannot be clear enough about it, I am simply incapable of moving the actual knight, the other knight. I cannot do it. It's impossible, right? Because if I do it, I'm like triple attacking this, and they don't really have a great way to cover it. I kind of want to take it like right now, actually, but I could take it, and then I'm attacking the queen. I just have to be aware of time, because I'm going to kind of forget about it, where I guess this is a touch move on the fact that I have to capture that, but it doesn't know with which, like with what I'm capturing it. So just got to double check and be careful. Classical games are not the kind where you want to make little low elo type mistakes. They move here, so they've sort of settled down after a dominating start, but mainly just my own fault of the clown behavior I was putting forth. I'm satisfied with this move. I really, really just want to get this over with, where I get to castle, but they're never going to let me do it as long as I live. Like something as simple as this. It doesn't mean I'll win the game. It doesn't even mean I'll draw the game. It's just like, let's just be safe. That started off like a disaster. In fact, the last game kind of was like that too. So that I'm like the comeback king. Speaking of Yu-Gi-Oh! Or some other, shenanigans. It's like, you're the comeback king, where you're able to basically always even, you know, he's the best duelist in the world, but half of his games he's losing really badly, and then just he does some crazy comeback or something amazing happens. So the thing is, if this knight moves, then he has a good attack there. I could sort of pin it, and then I'm thinking if he gives the check, but he can't. See, you can't even give the check. You can't take this pawn because of the knight. You can't give the check because of the other knight. So I don't like relying on my fate in the hands of a knight. But I don't know. I'll just do it. Got to be extra careful, but no, it is pretty satisfying actually doing that. Just feeling like, oh, I'm making a move in the same way as, like, I don't know, as you would in real life, but even in a way that, I don't know, just with the lights and everything, it feels kind of cool. So the point is that now I don't care about that knight. All I want to do is castle, and if I castle, then there's going to be no problem because you can just do whatever you want at that point. That's what I've been trying to do the whole time. Or oh, will that actually fuck it up? No. No, 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 no. I don't know about this. I might not. You got to move the king first because no way that just happened after all that effort trying to castle. Oh, wow. It's my fault. You got to move the king first because it registered the move. What does it want now? This guy's getting some really lucky treatment right now because he's absolutely doesn't even understand the kind of shit he's benefiting from right now. You're pinning the knight into the thing. Into the pinning the knight into something here. So I can't move that knight, but I don't really have to move it. And then I want to move this other knight and set up for an attack on the queen. And the reason why is because then he'll take the pawn there. Got to be one of the most frustrating starts that we've ever had to a game. And it's not even entirely my fault, but we're going to have to deal with this as a mechanic. If I unleash the knight, then he takes that pawn. I can't do that. I have to... So he's pinning there. I'm not really seeing fully the idea with that, but I want to move a knight at least. I can't move that other knight. I just have to kind of deal with it for now. So, oh, what if I move the other knight to attack? No, but I can't. Okay, I'm down to about 16 minutes, so I'd be happy to just get this game over with a draw because this has been an absolute nightmare. So whenever you castle, make sure you move the king first because if you move the rook, it'll register that as a move, which is there should be a little, you know, safety net around stuff like that because that's kind of irritating. I don't know what to even do here. So the queen takes the knight, I take back, doesn't really matter. The bishop takes, I take, but I can take back. See, he thinks he's doing something, but it shouldn't be anything because I don't have to take with the queen, I can take with the knight. Right, if I had to take with the queen, then oh no, they get the knight for free. So I can take with the knight. Or I mean, whoops. Okay, okay, it makes the little beeping. We get it, we get it. Oh my god. Wait, what? Wait, what is happening? I'm so confused right now. The thing is here. So, oh, I can't. I don't know if I can handle using this. This is too much. Fucking. Yeah, this is what the magnets are for, not for actually moving the pieces. Unbelievable. I mean, I've used it a couple times already and it was fine, but I'm just not really feeling it today. Or you gotta get used to it. What did he do? I keep making the wrong move. Somehow these lights are confusing me. So he gives a check there, and then I can't block actually with anything, so I have to just move, and then but they have such limited material now, it shouldn't be a big deal. But they can give like a check with the knight now. This is one of those games you just want to get it over with because I'm not happy with the way it's going. And for at least different reasons maybe than normal. But it seems salvageable now, at least for a draw. I'd be more than happy to take it. My main concern actually now is time because I'm somehow so if I take that with the knight, then they could bring their knight in and check unabated, and I don't want to mess with all that. So the queen is getting limited in its space, and so that could be really damaging. But I think also they just maybe made a mistake. They're going for what seems like a mate, but what if I just take the knight? What if I just take the knight with the queen? I'm not seeing anything that they can immediately do. They can't give a check, so I'm actually shocked, but that seems like, oh, they just blunder their knight because they think they're threatening mate there, right? They are. But okay, that's even fine. Even if they win this knight back, it still doesn't even really matter to me because um now there's like a bit of a bait moment, like, oh, I'll take this with the queen, but then they'll pin it. But no, actually no, they could still do it because like, oh, I would take their queen, but okay, I gotta hurry up a little, but I can take it with the knight, presume. Well, no, obviously not. I can just kind of scooch back here for a second. Play it safe a little bit. That pawn is tempting, but it's a bit of a bait play. And the reason why it's a bait play is because of the simple fact that you would get pinned by the rook and the king. And looking at where my king has been this game is absolutely mind-boggling. Okay, they move a pawn there. So what they're kind of doing is they're not allowing me to actually trade the queen. They're just not letting that happen at all, and I'm not really too happy about it, but I would like to do it. I mean, I can't come up with too clever of a way to do anything. I guess I'll just try to bait for some trade, which is often my weakest sort of move that I make. Is it move like like this, where I try to just offer up a trade on the silver platter. I'll try to do that. They can't seem to give a check still. If they take the knight with the rook, I could cover back with the queen, with the king, but I don't need to even worry about it yet. Again, worst case, it should be a draw, but honestly, it's more likely to be a flag. Look at his discipline, man. This guy is just a champ. He refuses to trade. I mean, he's just the GOAT. So much discipline for a low-rated player. I don't even know what rating he is. I can't even see it on there until after, or I'd have to go on the site. But is there something I can do to actually consolidate the safety of my position? And the answer is I don't think I really can. That's the problem. He made double attack this, so in that sense, I guess. Well, I didn't touch it. So like he could bring a rook here and attack the queen, and I would be then. Let's say she just double stack. When in doubt, just double stack. So what this does is it allows you to. He would have done this attack, and then I have to move the queen somewhere, and in doing that, I would give up the pawn here on a7. I'm down to 10 minutes. He's at 24. So you go ahead, dude. Let this bro cook all day because he's just too good for this game. I'm having all kind of technical difficulties. I thought he might do that, but there is an internal issue with it. Like, if this is gone, then I check, he takes, I check, and then it would be a back rank mate, actually. So, but either way, we can do this, I think. So you just go like that. So if he takes, I take, he takes, I still take. You go here, you attack the queen, who for now isn't really doing a whole lot. So this would still be a free pawn, but I'm not going to worry about it yet. Let me try to threaten the queen yet again. There could be some danger of him attacking something with a rook, but I mean, he's never going to trade queens. It's just not going to happen. Like, literally, we will terraform Mars before this dude trades the queen. He just won't do it. It's not like some natural, instinctive, normal thing. Bro needs to watch my Pink Flamingo video. Like, trading is good at a low level. He will never do it. He will never, ever, as long as he lives, do it. I mean, just go ahead, man. That's fine. No problem at all. The queen's got to stay attached there. I'm going to make a mistake now where I try to take what seems like a free pawn with the thing. But it's not going to be free. And the reason why is because it's going to get pinned. And then it's going to be very hard to actually protect. It's not the kind of position where doing that is a priority. I'm going to do it anyway. Like, I'm getting kind of fed up. You can't take the rook. That was an okay move, but now you are going to have a hell of a lot of difficulty covering it. You pin it down. I'm really hesitant to I'm hesitant to cover it with the pawn. That doesn't seem like the right move to make. They go there, and then I have to now they could double attack it, and I'm gonna have a really hard time covering it as well. They can't really give a check right now, but I guess I'll. Oh, I was almost ready to do it too. I was almost gonna like I'll bring my queen here, but I can't do that. What if I just bring the rook there? I wonder. That could be okay, I guess. Nothing else changes with the position, so it's just like. You cover it there, and I'm watching out for the fact that, again, the whole game the knight is being the liability, and I just have to deal with it for now. So there is a back rank possibility if they try to do something a little cheeky. They might try to double attack it, but their queen's mobility is limited. But you have to realize something about this player. This player is incapable of trading their queen. It'll never happen. Like, I'll beat them before it happens or flag or something. They'll never do it. Like that's what they've shown. They refuse. Like a truly good player, right? That's one of my expressions. Good players don't trade their queens. This guy is a god. He'll never trade it. You could do anything you want. You could just give him a free piece to let him do it too. He won't do it. That's it. He's just decided that's how he wants to play the game. So I mean, you would think he's like somebody who's intimately familiar with my style of play and how much I like trades or something that he would do that, but like I can't even explain it. And that shows you maybe my weakness that I'm too lazy to try to attack because I'm always trying to trade like that, but let's try to get this nightmare of a game over. I have like 8 minutes. He has like 22. I mean, these people are just literally gods, and there's nothing I can even do about it, so it's fine. Now that sets up for a back rank mating possibility, or not a back rank, but like a just a mating possibility if the queen was to get there. I don't really see how the queen can get there though, to be honest with you. I can't move the knight, and it is covered. Maybe I should move the king. Maybe I should move the king, and I'll move it like in the other way because it would free you from that threat if I just move it there, and then I don't see really what he can do. Or I could move it here so I can cover the rook. But then I'm exposing myself to that as a threat. I think I'm actually gonna move it here for some reason. If he takes the knight is free to move, first of all. If he takes the knight, I can take with the rook, and everything else is covered. Or I guess you could take this now if the knight is dislodged. Yeah, I mean, what is this king position that I've dealt with this game? Like, this is playing it on super hard mode with all the technical nonsense. It really was because of a touch move nonsense that I had to deal with this. So I can't take that with the queen. If I took, they took. I'm thinking about some sort of back rank, but it's not going to actually happen here. What they could have done is just attack this, and then if I have to move the no, but I mean I could have double took then. I could double take. The question is, do I switch the double stack? But I can't because they. I kind of want to once again try to just try to force the queen out in some way. I'm getting a little demoralized, but there's nothing I can do. I mean, if you play like this disciplined, this fast, I can't do it. I mean, you're a better player than me. You can have it. I mean, just it's fine. That seems like a fork, but it's not. It's all part of their plan. Like we already know. So ordinarily against a normal player, this would be a fork. So you have the ability to you would like attack the thing, but then I take, you take, I take, and then it should be mate, and then the thing comes in, but it doesn't matter. So it's not gonna work. Like some players do demoralize me like that. This guy's too good. He can't make a mistake. He's just too good, and even he's too fast, and he's too patient and disciplined. He won't trade the queen. He won't do anything. He's blundered a couple pieces. Don't get me wrong, but I have 5 minutes left, so that's really my weakness as a player is time. But in a way, it's my strength too. The fact that I'm willing to use my time, but apparently not very well. Can you just please, for once in your life, just settle down and just let me Let me do something here, please. I'm still not going to be able to win, even if I was in a good position, because I'm going to flag before anything else happened. You have to use their time now. Or now, isn't this a royal fork? As much as I'm getting mad and saying like they're not making mistakes and stuff, that should be a royal fork unless my eyes deceive me. Now, how can I win in the allotted amount of time? That might still be very difficult to do. Bro waited this long, huh, to make a mistake like that. Now it's over. Okay, they move this here. And there's gonna be no way to actually. Okay, I better just hurry up. Right, play fast. We have 4 minutes left. In a very good position. We could pick up a couple of pawns, try to promote, try to do the rarely seen triple stack. I can't tell which one he's moving there actually, or it must be from here to here. You could go ahead. You could do this. You got to be careful now not to move too fast because then you get in trouble with respect to you will actually make a mistake. That's not a big deal. I could move the thing as well. I could move the knight to block it if I had to. We're gonna win this pawn no matter what. Seems like he's trying to do something on the back rank, but I don't really see what it is. And my rook is still there. It's fine. So we can go ahead. We can take this. I'm playing kind of too slow right now. Too casual. Oh, and that's also a check. I wasn't even thinking that. We have 3 minutes left. He goes. He moves here. We'll go there. We'll try to take that pawn as well. There is a back rank possibility, though. There actually is. If I get too cocky with that. Oh, God. What am I doing? You're double stack attacking there, and then again, there's a back rank mating possibility. If he pulls both rooks up, then he checks there. I could block with the thing, but you're attacking the queen. Honestly, dude, at this point, I don't care too much, but I almost want the queen on the back rank. So do it there, and then see what you can do. You can maybe create a double stack. I'm attacking the other side. I have 2 minutes 46. Like, I don't know, man. I don't know if that should be encouraged by these last 2 games at all, but it's just not a happy thing. So go here, let it get in the way again. He's going to take it and mate me or something. You can just take this. I've had enough. He's not letting me do any sort of simple trades that would be good. 2 minutes 31. Now I'm going to start to aggressively push a pawn, I guess, and probably mess it up. You can't take the knight. You can't do anything with this pawn still. You have the ability to push it again, and then you simply have too much on there. Go here. They would take, I would take, they would take, I would still take. So I can take my time and set up what I want. So I'll put the rook in front too, and then I have the knight just sort of sitting there. I gotta go a little bit quick. 157, I'm not too happy about it, but at some point, I'm not even going to be able to do anything because okay, bro. Okay. So I'm still at a minute 47 though. It's like I'm not even using any time at all. Like I'd have to go around and do something now that I can't figure out. Okay, you go here. Let me actually bring this off, and you can pin it now. That's fine with me. I can try to give a check there, but I really can't do it. And then we have the ability to bring this here. Go back. I'll go here. I'm attacking the rook. You have to let me move it. And then at some point here, you might be able to do something. I would like it if I could give a check on the back rank too, but he's not letting me. Or is he taking? Joke's on you. I just wanted to trade because I'm sick of your shit. I don't even care if you get that for free too. You go here, like it's very little material left. Minute 5. How did I use that much? Minute 5 left. Okay, dude. Move it there. We're double attacking. He brings the king in. I could pin it with the queen. He could go to the back rank. I could give a check. Now at least you should be almost guaranteed. Either you take it or you can double attack it. There shouldn't be much you can do about it, but go ahead, drag it out. Drag it out. Fine with me, bro. Fine with me. Am I actually going to lose this because of time? Because I'm not too happy about it, but I might. They might do the exchange here. I think they're moving a pawn there. Take this. 42 seconds left. Can you just hurry up? Okay, we win. Very good. That was one of the most frustrating games I've ever played, but this is the intensity, so we'll see how much we get from that. For that to be a win is pretty encouraging, though. That's the comeback king. So what's the lesson? When you castle, move the king first, not the rook, because otherwise it'll register that move. And also, don't mess up the opening. And I forget even exactly how I did that. Like the thing where I don't do the touch move with the knight. Bro, I'm 1700, all this kind of stuff, and oh, I'm falling for the fried liver. Not that I'm really falling for it, but like it's just stupid because you get to, I don't know, like you're trying to move too fast there, and so these games are coming down to time to a degree, but I'm also winning them, so you can't really question my resolve, right? Like, oh, the difference is that I'm using my time and this guy's not. Yes, you win, but I mean, that almost would give me a heart attack that I think I'm about to flag. Like, if he didn't make those really bad moves toward the end. But whatever, I made that a lot harder for myself than it had to be. It seems like it takes way longer than it actually should. Like, in practice, I don't feel like I'm taking that long. But then when I actually go to look at it, I'm always majorly down on time. But then again, I always am like that, aren't I? Because I'm just always slow, period. Yeah, we'll go ahead, set this back up. Maybe I'll have the energy to play another one. I mean, this is the main thing I'm trying to do in this format, so I guess that is what I should be doing, but I'll take a little minute break. But yeah, that was a weird game, but it introduces the fact that, or reaffirms the fact that we have the touch move rule, where if I touch a piece, I have to move it, and also the fact that I have to watch out for the intricacies of this technology where if you move the piece, it doesn't work. Like, the what do you call it? If you move a particular piece, right, or the touch move rule, and then obviously with the castling, I have to be careful. And in general, like if I'm moving the rook from here to there and capturing the pawn or whatever, don't drag it because then it'll register some square on the way. Just take their pawn away. Or those are the three rules. When you castle, move the king first, so it knows that that's a legal move only as the castle, right? It's not like the king can jump 2 squares. So it must know you're castling. Don't move the rook, otherwise you'll see what just happened. Number 2 is when you capture a piece, pick up the piece that's being captured first, and then move your piece there. Otherwise it'll get confused. And then when you're moving a long piece like a rook or whatever, or just in general, don't drag the piece, lift it, and place it down, which again, you could say those are flaws of the thing, but it makes sense that you, at least that last one makes sense. The castling should be a little more forgiving, but whatever. So after that very grueling game, our adventurer, our hero, takes a break and has a little bite to eat before they continue on and face their next opponent. So this is like the RP. Like I really started the world's first RP series of chess, and it always does sort of seem like RP with me because I sort of, but yeah, this is like the immersive sensory element. You can do mukbang ASMR while playing chess, with the whole webcam element in here. I mean, I guess I could do it anyway, but then you wouldn't be able to see just with the sound. But no, it's like, you're really embracing every element of it. So it's like, I always have like those quotes and immersive stuff. So with this, like you can always see what I'm doing. This table I have just like to put the pieces on once they're captured, but you can see like I have a muffin and some little chips here. And so it's like a sweet corn muffin, and it's able to, I got it kind of on a whim one day, like kind of maybe around Christmas or something. I just got it on a whim. I'm in Walmart, and then I actually really liked it because like I don't like to have too much sugar, but it doesn't have very much, but it has like just the right amount where it's actually good. I didn't even think I'd like it, but I just got it randomly. And then these chips are like some kind of honey barbecue poppables thing. You might think, oh, so I hashtag ad sponsored, but not only am I too small of a clown kind of channel to even deserve that, but I wouldn't do it anyway. But the bigger point is like, this is what this kind of thing is about. You're doing webcam, so why not embrace these kind of things? Like, oh, our hero goes to a tavern in the middle of their journey and gets a bite to eat, and then they'll continue on, and like you may as well include this kind of thing, as stupid as it seems, but I guess it should be good enough just to show it. Like, I don't know. I don't want to show it the whole time when I'm eating it, or I could play a game while doing it, or maybe we should look at a feature of. Yeah. Maybe we should watch a game while we do it. That would be a good idea. Because, like, you can role play stuff out. Like, I won't play a game right now. So I gained, like, maybe 50 rating from that one as well. So now I'm 1728, which might be the highest I've ever been in Classical. I'm sort of cheesing the thing. I'm sort of cheesing the actual provisional thing, but I mean both of those games were disasters. Like, let's say see action on board, stream games, live games, right? Let's see what we have here. Is this going on right now? Magnus versus, oh, it shouldn't tell you the result though, damn it. Draw 2023, what does that mean? Import games. I would love to have seen this, but I don't want to see the result. What the fuck? Or I guess you could do it with a game that's actually going on. Like, I'll close my eyes and just click on one. That's so dumb, though, how it ruins it. Fine, let's watch an exciting draw. So, Magnus versus Alireza. 3 minutes 12. Wait, but how is it 3:12? Is it gonna, like, translate it with the lights, or what? It should at least let me, I don't know what's happening. You want to end the game. That's kind of underwhelming. That's meant more for the one that probably would be face to face. Meant for the ones with magnets that could actually do it all the way out. Board not supported. I wonder why though. Because again, I'd be willing to make the moves myself. I just want to see. I just want to see the lights. Just show me the lights of what was happening in that game. Play with the AI, which I really don't even care about. The chess bots. each with its unique chess character, but I thought that's not how it worked. I thought that was chess.com that had the more unique stuff going on. So is there really nothing I can do that's entertaining with this? Like just showing off the know your strengths with analysis. Your games. I guess we could look at the game. So was it going to analyze it on the board or just in the app? Your first analysis of history game. So it seems like the board is just not being used in all of this. I just wanted something cool to look at if I was taking a break here. Let's maybe try against the AI, even though this wouldn't be. No, I don't know. And yeah, it's naming all these bot opponents like on Lichess, like Leela bot or something. How come I've never seen those when I actually go to play a bot on Lichess? I'm always able to only see like Stockfish levels 1 through 8 or something like that. So there's AI, there's face-to-face, there's challenge friends, there's rookie riddles. Is that going to be like puzzles? Because I don't do puzzles, dude. We have a new point system to make the game lively. Let's see how this works. Points are now timed. The more time you take, the less points you get. Every wrong puzzle would result in deduction of certain points, but these are deducted only once. You can try multiple attempts to clear a puzzle after wrong move without worrying about the points. Unrated means the puzzle doesn't carry points and come in multiple scenarios after wrong move. Okay, I don't want to do it. I don't want to do it. Knight's attack requires subscription. Yeah, we're really going to do that, dude. Just give me your little fancy lights. Like, imagine that being the crux of this technology, too. Not just this one, but like Chess Up and stuff, too. Imagine it being like, oh, pay us $400 because the chessboard lights up. Now, the way they use the lights is, oh, it'll try to teach you the best move, or oh, it'll transcribe the move that your opponent's making online. Like, I get the functionality of it, but you know what I mean? Like, I don't know if I actually want to do, well, I don't know what I'm doing with this. I just wanted to do something. Right, while I do this. If there was something we could just look at, I would enjoy that, but it's just nothing on here is actually working, like the streaming of games and stuff. So let me see. Maybe I'll play against myself. We go here, we go here. Right, like that's what I hate when people play the king's pawn thing as white when I'm black, but I always do it as white myself, so I'd hate to play against myself. I never really think about it like that. Right, I always think like, oh, you know, I only look at it from my perspective. So playing devil's advocate is a very valuable thing in chess. You always have to look at it from your opponent's perspective, like, you know, trying to think the way they think so you can kind of adjust. So for all intents and purposes here, we're just kind of using it like a real board. You know, there's no special functionality here at all, which is fine. I actually kind of like these pieces. They're plastic, but they're, I don't know, they're very solid. Like, they don't feel like really cheap plastic, but the problem is that if you lose one of these, and I've actually dropped them a couple times, but they hold up pretty well. But if you lose them, then you're in trouble because this board only works with, right, with the whole sensor aspect. It would only work with these pieces, so you'd have to get more of them. So you have to be very careful not to lose them. And there could be a problem if you promote more than once. I've never run into that situation. In fact, maybe I should allow that to happen just to test it. Like, if I promote 3 queens, there's only 2 queens of each color, so what do you do then? You could use any pieces then, or you'd have to under promote, or what if you haven't even lost your queen yet? Then, right, you'd have, oh, I have 3 queens, including the one I started with, or something. I mean, I can understand they're not going to give you like 100 queens with it, but, and I like how I've left the bag there, just kind of too lazy to move it. But in reality, it's more like, you know, it's a case where it sort of just answers what it is that I'm using, because everybody would come in and say, oh, what are you doing? What are you doing? What are you using? Of course, I didn't even know what I was using myself the first time because I was able to, I was able to just, what do you call it? I was able, oh, I should have done it like play somebody sitting across from you, just so it probably would show the lights, but it doesn't really matter. Or it would just like record the game. Um, yeah, I don't know why I'm even doing this, but when you see me play myself, it really favors white because as black, I'm kind of just trying to survive, and reasonably it should end in a draw. But it's hilarious to think about the number of different ways I played chess over the years on this channel. Like I played it in Neverwinter Nights, I played it in Roblox, I played it in I played Pokemon chess, I played Code Geass chess, I've looked at the chess game from the Harry Potter movie, I've made my own variant now just yesterday. I played all these other variants. I've tried Chess Kids. I've tried all these other sites. Like I've done it in every way you could possibly imagine. With a real board now, with a real board with the lights, and I'll play with the real board with the magnets. Pretty much the only thing I haven't done is gone to a real over the board event, but this almost simulates that in a good way if you could just. It's too bad you can't do the tournaments on the site. Like it's linked to my account, so it should detect whatever game I'm playing and automatically work with that, but it doesn't. You have to queue up specifically from the app and all that. So the app is the one point that would be annoying because I would rather have a screen and everything, especially for the sake of showing the time. In terms of see, I just make like mirrored moves the whole way. I wouldn't even worry about it. And I hate this little stupid move where you take and then you fork, like you seem to give up a pawn in the middle, but then or like you take, and then if I take, then you fork, like that. I always hate that sequence of moves. Like it might be pretty basic, but I always feel insulted when somebody does it. Like really, a low rated player is gonna get away with doing this? Like, are you serious? Yeah, this is what it should be like full immersion, like actual real life immersion. This is how I use a webcam. I don't use it for face cam. I don't use it for cult of personality, stimuli, acme. I don't use it for that, dude. This is what I'd use it for, just to give a little more weight and depth to, I guess, what I'm doing anyway. And certainly, if it inspires me to play classical, I'm happy with that because I always loved classical way more than rapid. Rapid misrepresents the game, and it really is the worst thing. All the speed formats, blitz and bullet, all this flashy stuff you see from GMs and other streamers, like it misrepresents it. Like you don't see the 20 years of Hikaru studying the game, reading books and playing longer format. You don't see all that hard work, so you just see the flashy bullet games. That's not necessarily his fault, but it does misrepresent the game nonetheless. Like you don't just you don't get to just do that, right? It's actually a real. Like you're only seeing the end result. You're not seeing the process by how you get there. So you can go like this. Then you can go like this. I mean, we may as well not even play because they'll be exactly the same all the way, but you could do this, do like why even bother? You go like this, you go like this. Then certain things will ultimately favor white because even if you do that, right, you're always one move ahead. So there's certain trick sequences of moves that like, oh yeah, black will just mirror you, but they can't because then they'll lose. Like one move you'll be ahead and then it'll mess up something. There's a classic sequence with that with the queen, like where the queen is pinning the knight and like, oh, I'm doing the same thing, but then they take the knight and then I can't take it back or something. There's some sequence like that. Probably people know what I mean, but I don't know exactly what you'd call it. But yeah, we're enforcing the touch move rule, and we are also enforcing the ability to well, I just have to be careful with the mechanics of the whose move even is it now? I forgot. They pushed the pawn, I moved the bishop back. So now it should be black's move here. What would I actually do? I'd probably do this. Yeah, I always create the bishop pair, but I often don't keep it, or it's not really, it's kind of contradictory with my V-shaped structure that I go for, which of course is like, you know, pawn here, pawn here, pawn here, pawn here, and then better players will say, oh, but that creates a backwards pawn. Like, bro, I can respect that, but do you really think I'm worried about backwards pawns? Like, I'm happy with just staying alive, and at this stage, like, do you really think that's the priority? Like, something as nuanced, which might not seem that nuanced, but as a backwards pawn, is that really going to be the difference where you get to, yes, it's 1600 rating, it's going to come down to the fact that you had a backwards pawn? Like, maybe you're right, but I don't know. This is literally what it would look like with me playing myself, because you would absolutely see this play out, because I'm just doing the same thing as both sides. Now I'm double attacking there, so you have to cover it in some way, or you could just raise it. So bring it there. I could double stack it. Now we're putting triple pressure on there. I could bring the king back. I guess I might almost even have to. Or I could bring a knight to cover. Let's say I should bring... No, but I don't want to bring the king back, because I have to deal with the fact that... this does teach you a valuable lesson, though. If you want to do something, whether it be good at it or whatever, you know, immersing yourself in it has a certain value. Like, it's not just about... You're just doing it just for sake of doing it. Like, you're really... I don't know, I'm like that at least. If you get immersed, now you're more willing to do it. You gotta, like, make yourself enjoy it or take it seriously. By doing a gimmick like this, ultimately, is all it is. I wouldn't even recommend for people to buy this kind of thing. I would just say that whatever, it's basically a cheaper alternative, but they're all kind of not necessary. The only one I would really have wanted is, again, one that moves with the magnets for your opponent. That's always a cool novel mechanic, but at the moment those seem way too expensive. So if I looked into it further, I would realize this one didn't have that, and I wouldn't have gotten it either. But I wouldn't have gotten the more expensive one either, like Chestnut or whatever, because I wasn't willing to spend that much. That would have been like 600 or 800 or something. Yeah, ASMR eating mukbang while playing chess with yourself, while playing with yourself, as Magnus would say. So what would I do here? And the answer is, I guess I would bring the king, as much as I don't want to do it. So now I could attack this with the knight. You gotta move the piece with some authority and some swagger, right? Like, don't just move it like a regular clown. So I could move my thing somewhere here that would allow me to still keep covering this, I guess. But now you could actually sack something, arguably, or oh shit, see, I'm losing to myself. All because I'm playing a little bit too fast. I would have liked to see this with at least the lights or something, but... Or wait, I didn't even move that though, did I? Or no, I did. I could take with the bishop or that. Well, I kind of have to take with the bishop, because you can't actually do it because of the fact that you can't actually do it because you need the cover on there, because you're triple attacking it. So is there some other thing I can do to attack it again? I could create a quadruple attack, I guess. Oh, but I did the touch move, but did I? Should that count that I? This is the problem of what happens with the capability of. I guess that's fair. I didn't tell you which move I made as long as I move with the right piece. So we can kind of switch the attack now if you feel like that's relevant, and then you go like this, and then maybe it's trapped, but it's not. But it's gonna be pretty close to it. Maybe I made a mistake there. Go here, and then they could go here, which is a really nonsensical move. And by they, I mean me. I don't know why I did that. Not only could I give the check now, but I could also do something along the lines of I could just take it and be setting up for like a mating position. I was trying to try out some other mechanic on here, but the problem is that now is that just a guaranteed forced mate, because you could even go in the corner, the old yo-yo tactic that I talk about, the fact that the yo-yo where you're able to pull back, but this isn't even that. That would be like where you put the bishop in front and then you pull it back, or you like you take the pawn with the bishop here with the queen cover behind, then you keep going with the bishop all the way to the 8th rank, then you bring the queen back in, right, to there. That is actually like my official term. I always called it that and nobody else did, or they kind of played along when I would say it, but no, there's no mechanic on here that I can actually do that's fun, because none of this is actually working. Like, what if I say, well, let's let this one finish at least. Maybe I won't even play another game. Like, that was so exhausting, but I kind of like the way that I'm. This game should be over. Right, there's just nothing you can do. So that was an odd game, just or no, maybe you could like sack a piece at least. You could bring the bishop, then I take, you take, I still take. But it's sort of delaying the inevitable. Then I'll just check with the thing, with the rook. So regardless how this plays out, it's basically over. So yeah, I don't know. I kind of just wanted to look at something with this, but it's not being very entertaining on its own. Like, can I just watch the AI play the AI and have it move both sides by itself? Because that's something it could do if it had the magnets too. It could move both sides, even your side, for some reason. So like if I could voice control it, or I could just play it online and then it would just translate. So I could be like 50, I could be in the other room and I could just be showing this and it could just be moving on its own, right? If I'm playing online, it could just be mirroring it for the visual effect and the visual spectacle of it. Okay, so that was just like a practice game against myself there. It's unfortunate there's not more you can do with this to just mess around. Even the like transcribing the moves from the game, like it lets you stream a game that's going on, like Magnus versus Alireza or something was showing up, but it won't highlight the moves on here. I understand it might say, oh, it needs the magnets, but like even without the magnets, you still have Magnus, haha. But no, you have the ability to just, I could manually transcribe it. I don't even mind that. So yeah, after our weary traveler, our hero rests up after their last epic battle. Now they move on to the next foe. Before they can rest for finally for the day, they'll get one unexpected visitor here on their travels. After they stop at like a tavern or an inn or something, and you know, a chess movie is really underrated, even though it doesn't feel really like it has to do with chess, but it's it's the premise and the outline is the Seventh Seal. I wonder if all the chess pros have really, I'm sure they've heard of it, but like I don't know if they've seen it or really talk about it much. Like forget about the Queen's Gambit. That's the real fictional piece of work, which it's a very existential and strong piece of work. There's a scene in particular where he's in a church confessing, and it's like a game within the game moment where Death, it's basically a knight who's about to die, but he tries to delay his death by playing a game of chess with Death, and if he wins, maybe he goes free, is the implication. And they keep playing a move and then they'll go and do something and then, you know, meet up again later to play another move. It's a very iconic sort of gamesmanship analogy going on, because then, you know, he goes to a church and confesses some doubts he's having in his life in general, right? About he doesn't believe in God and he's afraid of what's going to happen when he dies. And then Death is actually pretending to be the guy he's confessing to, right, in the church, and he confesses his next move in the process. Like, you know, he's a skillful tactician, but I'm going to make this move, just sort of confiding in him. And then he's like, oh, I'll remember that. I hadn't noticed that. Like, it's such an awesome, iconic thing. It's like what in Death Note, where, you know, they're playing tennis, but oh, they're really probing each other. It's that original moment. I mean, this is from like the 1950s or 60s. I can't remember, but the ending is a little convoluted, but it's actually a pretty good movie. And again, it does pertain to chess, but only vaguely, because you only really see the positions and the moves like very, very infrequently. But I like the way it's paced. Like he'll start off on the beach where he's about to die. Death comes to take him, but he delays it, so they play their first move. And then later on, they'll be at a picnic and they'll, you know, meet up again and make the next move. And then later, you know, they keep doing it in different locations, which is a really cool way to present it. Let's go ahead. We'll play our next one. And that will be very, very important not to get overconfident. That's the lesson we always have to learn, because something does always happen to me. So I'm 1728. Lichess rated 30-minute game. Here we go. I mean, I almost hope I'm white, not just because it's an advantage to be white, but, you know, just for the simplicity of looking at what side we're on. But I'm black again, so he went... or I mean, I don't have to look at the screen for that. So here we can do King's Indian. Sometimes I feel like I'm in a rush to move in the opening just because I don't want to feel like it aborts, but what? Okay, it's gonna make me abort. It's gonna make me abort, so I give up. I don't care. Like, what is this, dude? It gave me an ample amount of time actually to do that. With their move, they are 29 minutes. Obviously, I mean, it just started. That thing's lighting up as if that's what they just did, but that was their first move. Or now we'll get like an AFK win if they just, you know, you got to think about like the psychological element too, which is harder to do online, but like your body language or other weird things. There's this funny thing that somebody said, like the reason why Gary Kasparov beat Anand when he was like losing to him at one point is like he would start slamming the door on his way out every time, or he would start doing something weird like that. But that's what the arbiters are there for. If they see, because I took so long, maybe this guy just went away now. So it is still showing his move, so I don't mind if I get a free win like that. That'll still be fine. But no, it was sort of bugging out at the beginning, which is annoying. I hate moments like that because it didn't seem like anything was wrong, but sometimes the piece isn't exactly on the square that it needs to be on. Like it's a little sliding off or something. But no, this is very immersive and RP friendly. And again, we'll wait here for a full hour if that's what it takes. But, you know, this is the kind of thing where you got to realize, you know, if I'm willing to commit my time into doing it, I don't mind wasting an hour playing a board game because that's what I'm choosing to do. So it's the philosophy that like, I'd rather play one high quality game, not that these last two really have been very good, rather than I'd rather play one high quality game rather than like 3 low quality games if I play a 10-minute game, or 30, you know, low quality games like a bullet game. So you're committing, you're going in, you're understanding like this is what chess is about. It's about a lot of draws, it's about a lot of stale repetitive positions, it's about a lot of borrowed knowledge. Like it's okay, I'm not shaming it for those things, that's just the reality, but don't try to pretend it's something else. Or also don't hold that against the game to say, oh well, chess is bad because you can study openings. That's sort of inevitable with any turn-based game, that or even non-turn-based games. You're going to have some meta element like so that's like a psychological trick, because I took so long to make the first move, the guy seems to have left, and I'm pretty sure that the game is still on. I mean, it's showing like his timer going down. So I'll actually just sit here and just enjoy it, soak in the free victory if that's really what it's gonna be like. I don't care. What sort of topics can we go through? I guess I would say, oh, I could play another game while waiting, but I can't because it'll be all confusing with this. But yeah, I'll make this hard format where I'm playing only classical on here on the board, and then I'm only playing rapid on the in tournaments online, not using the board, obviously, just in, like how I've been doing. But I'm only allowed to play rated rapid games in tournaments, and I'm only allowed to play rated classical games here, like this, using the board. I guess I could just go AFK and just tell you when it's over, but it makes it feel a little odd, like I wasn't expecting this. I guess I could check it on the chess itself, like I can look it up to see that this game is actually going on. And the reason why I could do that is because, well, I don't know, I wouldn't want to quit out, but it genuinely seems like he just went away. And of course, the problem with classical is there's a real sense of there's a sense that not too many people play it, or it's just very limited. Better players don't play it typically, like really high rated players. So showing you I'm online. Game aborted. Oh, that's odd. So it is showing the game is aborted, but I don't know. It's not registering it here properly. So now if I do something, is it going to somehow count that as a loss? Like, it's actually like bugging out. So if that counts as a loss, I'd be baffled. But it's saying it's aborted right there. Or is that a different game? No, that's the same opponent too. And it wasn't them who aborted, it was me. So that kind of bugged out on this side. I have to make sure that didn't cost me anything though. So who was the last guy I played? I played you can't see it, but I'm looking up the site. He's like a 17-17. So that game is aborted. Not that I'm surprised too, because I just was saying that. Okay, so once again, Lichess rated game 30 minutes. And I'll try not to abort this time, or already my position is messed up. It works much better if I'm white. So it's not working. What happened? Oh, don't do this. Now, is this gonna count as something like negative? Because okay, I'm gonna get in trouble for aborting because my technology won't work here. Are you serious? Oh, imagine if this counts as a loss. I can't do anything. I mean, it's just not. Okay, game aborted. Like, are you good, bro? I guess I should try, like, against the AI just to make sure this is working, because this is absolutely stupid. Why are we having so many technical difficulties? Like, it's just simply not working anymore. So I aborted 2 games in a row that I don't mean to do. But okay, let's pretend we're doing the AI. Keep the piece in the center of the square. I don't know what that means. I don't know what it's doing there. Wow, we lasted for 1 game and now the thing is just totally fucked up. Oh my god. The battery seems to run out a lot faster too. Then maybe I'll just turn it off. I don't know what's going on anymore. It just completely died on me, I guess. I forget where the power button is. It's like somewhere on this side. Of course, I have part of this dangling off the side, but yeah, so I'm not too happy with it right now. It's I really messed up with the opening in that game because I was trying to castle and it didn't work. So that one game that aborted didn't actually work properly. Or it's weird that it even let me join the other game if it wasn't connected and it wasn't working. Normally it'll say that. Okay, so once again, can I please just do one game? Okay, this is it. Just let me be white so I can actually dictate the beginning just so I can be sure that it's working, but I just haven't been white the last couple, which is clearly why I'm strategically aborting, but I really hate to abort. I never do it. Doesn't matter what the rating is, doesn't matter whether I'm white or black. Like I'm not the type to do that. Searching for opponent. Now this is taking long, not to a fault of the system, but just to the fault of Classical itself, that not a lot of people play it in general, but yeah, let's try to see. I'll try to add some feedback later on to show you the time, but I'll probably say that for like a year and I'll never do it. But generally speaking, as long as I don't flag, it doesn't really matter. But it is a dynamic that you have to sometimes take into account. But generally, you can just assume I'm always down on time and I'm always close to flagging. Even in those last two that I won, right? It was a big problem. Or is it like punishing me now because I aborted? Oh God! All I wanted to do was one more. Now you're ruining it. God damn it. There might be like some sort of abortion protection, right? Where somehow it penalizes you, certainly when you do two in a row, even though I would argue it's really not my fault. We'll give it a minute here, otherwise I'll just stop for the day. I'm good. Let our hero rest for the day after his thing. Okay, can you please let me be white? No. I'm not white. He goes like this. Let's just make the first couple moves. Again, I feel almost pressured to rush just so it doesn't abort. So it is working now. Let's concentrate though. They do the bishop, so I could do the bishop or I could do the knight. Now, if I do the knight, why does this always go wrong? Because I don't know. Like it should be fine. Let's concentrate. It's a very high stakes game, like all of them are. And this would open up a new permanent thing. Like if I get 1750, then I can't fall below 17, which with all this provisional stuff could be difficult. Like it could happen a lot easier. I'm attacking the pawn. You would think they'd react to that. Somehow they get the fried liver going though, and I don't know how that happens. What? How do you abort in the middle of it like that? What is going on with the game now, dude? It's again, that's not a fault of this because that was not me. Or I mean, that's just keep the piece at the center on the square. Or was that me? I don't even know what's going on anymore. Is it really broken? But how? Like, how does it keep doing this? I'm so confused. Like, what is even happening? I feel like that one wasn't me because it was working. I made my move and everything was fine. But I'm gonna get banned from Lichess. That's one way for me to fail. Uh, I'm gonna get banned for aborting all these games. Like, I just can't play anymore. I literally, it's happened every single time now. And he keeps doing these random colors and random squares that are like, have nothing to do with anything. Right, at least sometimes, okay, if the piece isn't on the square all the way, it'll try to get you to correct that. But some of this stuff is just random in a way that I don't like. And I'm about ready to call it a day because I don't want to do this all night. I just wanted to play like 2 games and get immersed a little, but this thing is starting to give me a headache. It's been generally okay, but I don't know what to do. It just keeps bugging out every single game. Even this wants to RP a bit when you go to turn on the Bluetooth, embarking on a quest to find your royal chessboard. Yeah, I'm not really sure what to do with it. That's too bad. Okay, I'll give it another minute, but I don't really care. Whatever. We played one game is good for a day, and then I played with myself. Or wait, now it's starting. Okay, you know what, dude? Can I just play from the app? Like, I'll just play from the app. I guess I can't do this. Um, because it's just not working. I mean, I don't know what you want me to do. Like, it literally is not working. It seems like this game is still going on. Jose Garcia 874. So they're bringing the knight in. So now I always get confused. Like, I want to cover this, but if they, like, the fried liver setup is happening, and I don't know how it's happening because I guess I could just translate the position onto the board if I have a second here, but my, oh, I don't know. King pawn is here, knight is here, theirs is here, their bishop is here, their knight is here. So I'm threatening to be in a fried liver position, and the reason why I'm in that is because if I do what I'd want to do, like, oh, I'll cover that pawn. But how can I do that if then they'll bring the knight in and then I can't cover my other square? So I'm so confused. Do I like double push the pawn and then attack that? So then they would take, I would take, they would take, I would still take. I guess I'll do that because I just don't know. So I'll go here. Which would probably lead to them moving or winning a pawn, but look, man, I'm losing to technical difficulties today, but I didn't even lose, so it's okay. But I don't know if this game is actually going on. I guess it is. So they capture here, or like that. So I give up a free pawn. That's okay, I guess. At least it blocks that, so now I can just try to castle. I'm gonna throw one of these games at some point that I just can't. I might stop this if it keeps up with. Wait. Oh, I went the wrong way. I did the wrong move. I wasn't even trying to do that. Yeah, if it keeps giving me a hard time, I'll just stop using it. I was hoping I could make a series out of this, but like 3 or 4 games in a row now, it's just bugged out and I can't use it. And even as I'm in the middle of one right now, it's fucking me up. I'm actually playing on the app just by itself, which seems to be working. So they're gonna get some sort of fried liver threat, and there's nothing I can do about it. So they take with the knight, which is indeed posing the fried liver threat, but let me just pin it down to the king then. And then you have a chance where maybe you could win it, but also they put their queen there too. Now they can't really unleash or give a check, but what they can do is they can basically I guess I could just put more pressure, so I'll bring the knight up. I maybe won't try to play another one after this, but I'll try to just show that this works, and I think it just doesn't work anymore. I think it just broke, like, literally the last few games, it just isn't working. So they'll take there, which means I can still, I was acting like it's pinned, but I'll take the queen. And then they'll be sure to take back, and then obviously I can take the knight, and I don't care too much about the castling position. I don't care too much about this game, to be honest, but the amount of technical difficulties we face today are just really making me want to change my mind about this whole format. Some of them aren't really the thing's fault, but this last issue at least is. So we'll go ahead, or we can even take it with the knight if I still want to play it safe. So I'll take with the knight. We took with the knight, now we're threatening potentially a free pawn there. But maybe it's not so free, because then you get trapped in there, and then they move the pawn up behind it, and then they move the bishop back to attack the knight. Sort of pinning it, and I could just let it be, because they could see, I could try to take that free pawn now, but I guess what I'll do is I'll just try to push it out. So I'll take back with the bishop itself. Like his bishop won there, I'm just kind of skipping. Then they go ahead and castle. Then I can maybe finally try to castle. I'll move my bishop, dark square bishop out. I'll move it there. So we haven't gotten any draws so far, though, out of all these games, surprisingly. The problem is it doesn't seem to let you get this to work in the middle of a game. Like, I don't want to leave the game to try to go back to the main menu. I'm just kind of letting it sit. So he goes there, and then I go to... there's no way to even indicate whether I'm white or black. Right? If you're watching, you would probably just assume that, like, if you just come in the middle, you would just assume that I'm white every time. Let's go ahead, we'll castle. I'm basically playing a mobile game, like, on my phone, in the way that so if I could just bring a thing to the open file. So where did he go? He went like this, and then I'll just bring a rook there. Not sure exactly why, but it's kind of an open file. So cover back with that, which doesn't bother me too much, even still. But maybe there's a bit of a rhyme and a reason for it, so they'll go here. And then I'll go... here, I'll raise a pawn like that. So they'll raise that. Okay, predictable. So they raise the thing here, and then I just go back one square. Then they raise it again. They really think they're doing something here, huh? They raise it again. Okay, fine. Which is a passed pawn of some significance. I guess I wasn't really taking it seriously enough. And so now I will just I guess I can pull back for a second here. I'll go back and then I'll figure out. Like I'll just go back up. So now the bishop can't move. Okay, he's moving the knight. Moving the knight there, and then I will. We set up a pretty strong passed pawn that I didn't realize was even a passed pawn at all. So I don't know what's happening. It doesn't even show you these people's ratings, so that can be problematic sometimes. Now he brings the other pawn, so he's very good with the pawns. I'll give him that. If I push my pawn here, they would take. I would take. I don't really know what to do right now. I'll just make like kind of a move to try to break up these pawns, but it's not gonna work. If they take, I take. If they don't take, I take. And it, you know, their pawns are very strong. So if they play this correctly with 27 minutes left on the clock, of course they will win. They'll promote or something. So I just give up. Now I could ignore this and I could just push his knight a little bit. Or I could try to, if I take, they take. If I take, it just messes up my pawn, so I don't even really care too much. Like, what if I just push it? I push it in such a way that... Okay, you go here. I'm going to lose this game, and I don't even care. I just want to test the board again, see if it actually works. Otherwise, I'll just give up trying to use it. So they could attack my bishop now, and then try to use that to force out the actual... force out so they can actually move the pawn. And if I do move it, then they could fork it. If I move it back, at least. You're attacking their knight. If they go in, I can trade for it. There's this one lone dinky pass pawn, which if they do push a one move here, I can always just try to deal with it then because it won't be connected at that point. But it's very hard to deal with it otherwise. They've set this up pretty well. And that stupid light won't go away. Like, can I just turn this shit off, dude? He's got 26 minutes. I've got 18 minutes. He goes back with the knight to where he was before. And then I will try to maybe pick apart these pawns a little bit, but I don't know how. I'm going to end up doing something dumb, but let's just do it. Try to box in his bishop there because it is almost boxed in as it is. In terms of the knight's blocking it, the own pawn is blocking it. You got to be very patient with threats in chess that it becomes kind of... Okay, so he brings the knight into here. And then... I just got to figure out... I kind of want to bring the rook to do that to try to attack the bishop, but it's going to be probably a bad move. This knight is going to cause some problem. So the knight comes in and attacks the bishop, but then I don't have to directly worry about it because I could just I could move it forward. See, if I move it back to the back rank, it's bad. But if I move it forward, it's not so bad. I think. But they have another. They could take that other pawn then. That's what I didn't think about. So I'm not actually worried. Okay. But you know what? I don't even have to move it though. That's the thing. I don't even have to move it at all. I'll just go. Like that, because now it'll just be a trade, so it doesn't even matter. And there's nowhere else that you can go with it that seems to be consequential, so moving it would actually be the wrong choice altogether. They covered in their Octopus Knight, and I can't do anything with my Darksphere Bishop at all, ever. They push the thing here, and then I can just raise my pawn, I guess, here. I don't know why. So he's got 25 minutes. I've got 16. This position looks absolutely horrendous, but I've made a couple miracles in the last few games. But again, when I'm dealing with all these other things, I don't like making excuses, but I just, every single game, I'm not really even, trying to play. I'm just, okay, so this, I could just let them, they would take, I would take, and then they would take my bishop. If I take, they take back, I'll go ahead, I'll do this where I move the thing here. Now, they might take, but then I can take with the other pawn on the other side. So they take, and then I take. So they take, which one did they take here? Now they have two connected passed pawns. Again, just an ordinary game in the annals of chess. Just no big deal. Just whatever. Um, Wait, did I do it the wrong way on here or what? So now they could take this. Okay, that's fine, I guess. And I could go to the back rank. I don't really have much of a choice but to do that, actually. I mean, you can have it, bro. You can have it. I don't care about this game. I thought it was already over because I thought it was another abortion. So I'm not going to try to play another game until I test this thing for sure. Unbelievable. At the very least, it's certainly distracting. Like every game, I'm thinking about that too much. And I was getting used to it, but then it just craps out on me. I've got 15 minutes left. They're going to attack here with the light square bishop itself. Or, I mean, attack the bishop. And then I will... well, what does that actually even do? I could attack it with the bishop, and then we'll keep going back and forth. It's not even actually doing anything for now. I don't know. I just don't even know. They'll trade and then they'll do something. They'll trade, and the reason why they'll trade is because then I'll take, and then they can take that pawn, but they can't do it now because of the actual presence of the because they're gonna lose the rook. So first they have to address that. All right, so he's down to 23 minutes. Everybody's always way faster than me and plays way faster too. Like, you know, sometimes at least you expect it just never ever happens. Like whether I win or lose, I'm always playing faster. Or, I mean, they're always playing faster. They go here, and then I will I could put my thing behind it, my rook behind it, or no. I could just kind of try to force a threefold repetition here. I don't know what else is going on. So material wise, it wasn't so bad, but now it's going to be bad because you get to just their position is so dominant. I could move up in front, or I could attack the thing. You know what? I'm almost comfortable doing this, so I'll go and I'll attack this. Now the whole beauty of it is like, oh, you know, they could fork, but it doesn't matter because even the promotion I'll take, but even the thing I'll take for free. Because like, oh, they'll fork, and then they'll even take the Darkster Bishop, and then I won't be able to affect it. But I will, because I'll take their rook, and then it'll be open, and then I can still take their thing, their promoted queen. So I keep attacking the rook. They might have to go back a little ways. And now I'm also attacking that one pawn that is uncovered. So if they raise a pawn, no matter which way you slice it, I could just take their rook and then let them take what they want. And then I'll also get their pawn. And then they won't get my bishop. And then, so even if they get the fork, even whatever they do, then that pawn will be all by its lonesome. At least I'm posing him a bit of a problem, but this wasn't meant to be a hard mode thing as much as it was just meant to be a more immersive aspect. So pawn, knight, bishop, queen. 4 pawns, 2 knights, 1. So the pawns are really the difference. Right, that he's taking so many pawns. He's up, what, 3 pawns? He's kind of struggling with this move. I have 13 minutes. He has 21. I kind of just want this one to be over with. I don't care even if I lose. Like, I have half a mind to resign. I just want to figure this thing out, and I won't even play. I'll probably just end and then try to figure it out. But as long as it shows that it works. Like it would work for like a move or two, and then it would stop working, and then I can't tell whether it's in abortion territory or what. So he's taking a very long time to think about this, but maybe I made a good move, that means, because I get to decide to I don't know, bro, why did I have to get trapped in this fucking game? You would think it would have the ability to, you know, acquiesce to this in the middle of a game, but not only is it not doing that, it's doing this stupid circle. Makes no sense, man. The clock is ticking away. I'm thinking about what the options are. Again, I'm not happy with my position, but I might win their pawn, because what happens is if they protect the rook now, I'm also attacking an uncovered pawn on d6, right, with the bishop, so I should probably be able to take that. So they still have like connected pass pawns and everything, but at least it helps to even it up a little bit. And then I'll also be attacking into both their knight and the other thing, the other pawn on b4, and then they can't immediately cover that with their rook by moving it now. And so I hope they just AFK out and I just win, but oh my god. Yeah, what I'm doing now is tantamount to just using a real regular board, like what I was doing before for a while, but oh my god. He's taking a very, very long time on this move, and I almost hope that he's gone away, but when you have this much time, it doesn't matter. He could go AFK for 20 minutes and he'll still have enough time to beat me, because these people are so goddamn fast, too. Okay, he finally moves. He moves the rook up 1 square. So without even thinking about it, I'll just take that pawn. I don't care. Now, he could take my pawn back. And I wasn't really thinking about that, actually. But okay, dude. Now you have a cute thing that you can do with this, though. You can go like that. And the reason why is because even though he'll come up with something amazing, I don't care. I could take his rook. I'll take one of his rooks no matter what. That helps make up the material advantage. I'm not going to pretend like I saw that in advance, but I could take his knight, but then that just gives him another pass pawn, or not really. Or it could if he takes with the other side of it. Even after this, I'll still be down and sort of losing. And this guy is a master of the passed pawn. I mean, I'll give it to him there. The way that he set that up and everything was so good. This position is always awkward too. Like my back kind of hurts. I have to kind of lean a bit. My mic is at a different angle, but it's okay. At least we're making him sweat and think a little bit, but this was not the way I intended for this to go. So, or maybe I should I'll do like a 10-minute unrated game just to try it after. Whether I show it or not, I don't care, but I just have to make sure this works before the next time I use it. So they move it down there, which doesn't actually matter. They move it here. Now, I'm definitely going to take the rook, but what they'll do is, they'll unleash it in such a way that... No, but they can't even do it. So what you can do now is you can basically... Okay, they'll take with the king. They pre-move that. Now, it's about as even as I could ever hope for it to get. And what I can do now is I can basically attack the rook and they'll be forced to trade. And the reason why they'll be forced to trade is because of the simple fact that I'm attacking that other pawn behind it. And so I'll just go for it. Right, because if they move it, then I take that pawn for free. The knight I gotta watch out for, and again, their position has crumbled a bit, but they still have a very strong pawn situation. They have this double pawn connection. Right, the pawns on the king side are even, but he has this one extra pawn here on the D file, so the D and the C become very difficult. They probably will promote, they probably will win, and in fact, maybe you shouldn't try to trade in a situation like this, but I'm trying to compel something that, like, even if they do the trade, I maybe will win that pawn. Bro did not understand who he was playing against, I guess, but I mean, I made a pretty good recovery. I'm the ultimate underdog actually in all these games. I keep messing up in the opening, or I keep having technical difficulties or something, and then I still put up a good fight. This one seemed very hopeless actually. And actually he can't even move his knight, but the problem is there's no reason for him to move his knight. Like I would take his bishop, but I can't force him to move it. Or I guess I could. I could attack the pawn there and something, but this guy's down to 15 minutes. I'm down to 11. So whatever happens, I played very admirably after a certain point. But why was I even at such a disadvantage though? Because I was just kind of tilted that this isn't working and stuff. All right, so we go. We take back. He takes. I take back. Now we're double attacking that. Even if he moves it forward, I take it. If he doesn't move it forward, I take. I can still take. I can still take. And so but it's a sequence. Like I would take, they would take, yeah, I would take with the bishop, they would take, and then I would take with the rook, but then they would keep going. And because they keep going, I can't do anything. And the reason why, no, but I could give a check and then do it. Never mind, I can do it. I could check and then I could switch over to the file. It's okay. It's like, oh, they could push the pawn and they'll promote, but they won't. Well, I mean, they still will because, you know, they'll just be able to, they have the pass pawn and everything, but in effect, I can just keep spam checking because they'll take, I'll take, then they'll push, and they're one square away, but then I'll give a check and then switch, and then they have to address the knight. So if I'm not mistaken, it'll be a knight, or they'll do this first, huh? That's not what I was expecting at all. What? That was a pretty good move. I think I could deal with it even if I just take the pawn then. Go ahead, take the bishop for free, which was a big oversight by me, but it's okay. So now they move the bishop here, and we're already playing around their bishop color so we can bring the king in. We should be able to stop it now because they're no longer passed pawns, or I mean connected pawns. So I'll move the king and I will, I guess I don't know if I want to or not. I guess I will. I was trying to stay on a light square, but I can't because they move their king, and I'll keep going, I guess. I'll keep going. So I mean, it's a relatively even position because did I take that or not? I wonder. They would take, I could take. If they keep going, it's fine. I'm actually fine with not taking. I'll just move my king. So if they keep going, it doesn't affect me. If they take, if they take, I can take with the king. And you just gotta watch out for forks and stuff like that. I mean, I maybe should be able to draw it, but if the thing is everything rests on this one pawn, but the thing is I can't do anything about it because of the simple fact that it's covered by the bishop anyway. I could take and check them there. I guess I'll do it now because they if I move the king too far, then it'll fuck everything up. So these are still split out. Their king is going to come in too close now is the problem. So this is kind of a tricky move. I want to move my rook somewhere, but maybe I should just go like behind. Like the rook's not doing anything as it is, so yeah, let's go behind. So they're gonna try to bring in their thing here. Bring in the actual king. Okay, dude. And then my king should be able to stay the course with that. Like I'm almost not even worried about it. Or no, if I move my rook up now, they'll come down, but then I'll check. I'll check. So it's okay. So I'll go up. What that means now is I'll take. Okay, dude. That's almost a mate that they put themselves into now. So if I give a check, they go under, and then I take the pawn, and they have nowhere else to go. They could block with the knight, I guess. So now they'll take the thing, the actual thing, and then I'll take. Maybe that didn't work out quite how I expected, but okay, fine. So I'll go here, they'll take the pawn, I'll take this. Or wait, where did I take that from? So they'll take the other thing too, which is bad, but then I'll also take this, or they choose not to do it. But why? I could take this pawn here, I could actually move the king up and then try to figure out if I'm down to 5 minutes. If I go there, where can they move the knight? I think I'll just take it. So I'll take here. I don't know why they didn't just take that. They can even still take it now. So the beauty is, if I just simply take their last pawn, then it should be a draw, and then I have nothing to worry about. Because are they really gonna mate me with the? I should totally just do it, and they can't really even stop me from doing it. So I'll even be sure of it. I'll take, and then I'll I'll double take. Like there's no win to play for here. Like it's a draw and I'm satisfied and I'm done with these technical difficulty fucking hard mode challenges. Like it said, dude, you have to let me trade for the pawn. Like that, man, these last 3 games have been remarkable because I didn't deserve to win any of them or even survive them. So now they're down to 13 minutes. I'm down to whatever, 5 minutes. But now I'm guaranteed to double take here. Or maybe not. But it doesn't matter. Well, no, because anywhere they move the knight to cover this would be me taking for free. So I'm going to double take, and then they're just left with the knight. So it's draw by insufficient material. Bro, don't mess with me in a classical game. Like, no matter what you say, don't mess me with me in classical. You can fuck with me all day in rapid, but now it doesn't matter. It really doesn't matter. But let me think about it just to be sure. Now, if I take the pawn, they'll give a check or something, and it doesn't matter because I'll stay attached. Or it would even be that I could take the thing. So I'll take this. I was like, oh no, you'll give a check. But it doesn't matter because I'll take the bishop then for free. Or, if you take it's draw by insufficient material. So I wasn't playing for that, but I was playing to survive, and I don't know what to tell you. That was such a one-sided game that's actually a monumental achievement that I was able to draw it. And now he's actually messing up because I might actually flag though. Because now I'm going to take this. What? Now, I would potentially be able to win if oh, this pawn's not even there. Or no, he just did that. Or wait, no, he didn't. Okay, maybe I won't even try to transcribe this, but where did he go? He went in front of the knight. Wait, how is he even there? I don't get it. I don't want to try to play this out. Like, I'm happy to take a draw. I'll take a draw. Like, dude, come on. I don't care. Like, I'll just check him, take his knight. I'm done. There would be some vague chance of a win, but I don't even want it. Like, I can't. I'm not the player to do it. With this much time, with this kind of day that we're having in chess, like, I'm not doing it. That was a remarkable achievement. Like, if I was literally the next Magnus, I would win this game still too. But really, you wouldn't though. Like, what would this be in the evaluation? The fact that, oh, it's a knight versus a rook. Yes, you can mate with a rook, but you really can't. You know what I mean? Like, if they just play it smart, you're not really gonna do anything. They move a knight here, and they give a check. And so I'll just go down. I'll go down to the dark square here. As long as you keep that too far away. And the thing is, even if I flag, is it going to not be insufficient material because I could somehow box myself in with the thing, with the rook? Because, yeah, see, this is all we got to do now. He goes behind, and then I pin it, and then it's over. Because you can't stop me from trading. You can't do it. So it is, you didn't win, but you didn't lose either. Okay, I'm done.